Tim Irwin, a number of years ago, wrote a book called Derailed, and he was looking at what happened when an organization was on the right tracks and what happened to derail them. And he said exactly what you said. Here's a quote from the book Derailed. Lack of courage shows up in many organizations as micromanagement. They don't have the courage to let people do what they want to do. So it shows up as micromanagement, failure to empower others, risk aversion, over control, and perfectionism. So when you don't have, it does take some courage to say, all right, I'm going to let you be you and use the talents and the creativity that you have. But boy, that seems a little outside the box for me. It's not exactly the way that I would do it, but does it still fit within the boundaries? Yeah, okay, it does. I'm going to let you do this. And that really can help innovate and come up with a breath of fresh air that maybe you didn't have before. But this whole list of things, if you're not going to empower people to do those kind of things, and then the perfectionism starts coming in and you're like micromanaging, you just suck the life out of the organization.
Well, then it feels like work.
Yes.
You know, I think the one that jumped out on your list to me was the risk adverse.
Yeah.
So I had a fellow partner, so we were lateral, but he definitely wanted to control. Probably out of fear, maybe some other things. But what I learned from him, unfortunately, as we kind of grew our company and people started to, kind of accelerate their career and their positions, he didn't. So we really kind of had to find a spot for him.
Yeah.
Because he was the naysayer.
Yep.
And a perfect example would be, hey, I think we should go to this conference and let's get a new exhibit sign that really, kind of sharp. It's attractive to people and they'll come by our booth and ask us questions. We might gain a client or two. Well, you just got to be careful how flashy it is. Whoever said flashy?
Right.
I just said, I want something a little more contemporary, something that maybe it's electronic, maybe there's a banner, a flag, something that kind of draws the attention to your exhibit booth versus the others. And his was more, be careful, you never know, or, never know what.
Yeah.
If I don't meet anybody, you're right, I will never know.
Yeah.
But his was more risk adverse, like just be careful. I don't know if you can use that. Oh, okay.
Well, I remember I was working with an organization, nonprofit organization, and they were working with students. Now, any of you watching this episode, you know that kids have their own language, right? Yep. They got their own fads of things that are popular now, and how quickly does that change? It's so fast. But there was a member of the board that had been there since the founding of the organization, and he said, well, why aren't we doing this event for those students? Well, we did that 15 years ago. Yeah, and it worked then. The kids aren't into that anymore. No, I think we need to do it again because a lot of kids came. Yes, 15 years ago, they came to this event. And he was a big voice on the board and was a big contributor. So the rest of the board said, well, let's just try it. And we ended up squandering a bunch of money and opportunity because we did the event, carbon copy, like it had been done 15 years ago, and nobody showed up for it. And, so then you're like, okay, well, we hopefully we learned something. No, I think we just need to try it again, but you want to try it again? And just so, let's not try anything new. Let's just keep on copy paste everything that was done from before. That over controlling just, squandered all these opportunities, and that you can't have that as a leader in your organization. You can't just say, let's keep doing today what we did yesterday, because things are changing so fast.
Craig's new book, When Sheep Bite, is available now. To order, go to craigtowens.com.